There's been a lot of talk in the industry lately about the differences between OEM certification and OEM certified repair and equipment and parts, and what does that mean? Well, I decided to get to the bottom of it, and when I started doing my research, well, there was only one place to come for the most OEM repairs out there, certifications that we could find, and that was in Wixom, Michigan, to visit Car-O-Liner. Peter, thanks for having me.
We appreciate you being here today.
It's been a great tour. Now, there is a lot of talk going on right now between OEM certified equipment and OEM certified repairs, and what's the difference and what does it mean, and explain it to me.
Sure, that's an excellent question. There is quite a distinction between certified equipment and the actual certified repair programs that the OEMs have. OEMs do have equipment that's approved for repair of their vehicles, and some OEMs actually have certified repair programs. So the distinction is that not every OEM has a program that is a certified program, if you will. Car-O-Liner, as a manufacturer of high-tech precision equipment, we're approved in approximately 17 OEM programs right now for repairing their vehicles.
You guys spend a lot of time with the OEMs, probably gives you a really unique perspective on not only what's happening now, but maybe what we're even going to see in the future.
It does. We have we're very fortunate that we have a very strong partnership and relationship with our OEM partners, and we work very closely with them on developing new equipment as well as existing equipment to make sure that we can meet their repair requirements for their vehicles.
Now, how does that work, when you are developing that equipment? Are you able to put all of that knowledge kind of in to, say, one tool where you can kind of ensure that the products you're making are really going to fit the needs of a repairer across multiple OEM needs?
Yes, in fact, we actually try to develop universal applications for our products so that they will appeal to multiple brands of vehicles. In the event that an OEM has specific requirements, for example, there's some OEMs that have software requirements for welding, for example. We will develop some proprietary software that would be installed into our systems, per se.
Now, that's a good point, because I'm one of those people that believes that there's really only one way to fix a car, and that's the right way, and the right way is what the manufacturer tells me to do to that car. And I often meet a lot of repair facilities that say, Kristen, I don't want to be a Honda certified shop or an Audi certified shop, so why does it matter that I buy equipment that's certified by those manufacturers? What are some of the key points why a repairer needs to make sure, even if they don't want to be a certified body shop for an OEM, that they're still purchasing the right equipment for those cars?
Excellent question. Even if they're not a certified repair shop in those programs for that OEM, the OEMs have gone to great lengths to test and evaluate and review the equipment that is right for their vehicles. So in the case of holding the vehicle to a frame rack system, it's very important that the right equipment is used to hold that car in place. With today's new technology in vehicles, for example, many vehicles have advanced high-strength steels in them. If you don't anchor that vehicle correctly to the frame in the specific points that the vehicle manufacturer recommends, you could actually do some additional damage, some collateral damage to other sections of the vehicle. So even though you might not be certified, it's important to understand that using the right equipment that's approved for that manufacturer is essential to doing the repair correctly.
That's a really great point to mention, because I run across that all the time, where I'll find a guy maybe a little bit later down the road where he's repairing maybe the front end, and he realizes later, too late, that he's done a little damage to the back end, and it all came down to just how he was holding, anchoring, and pulling on that car with really the wrong piece of equipment. What are some of the things right now that you're hearing? We don't want any top secret tips, but if you have them, I'll take them. Hearing from the OEMs about kind of what's coming down the pipe for approval processes of equipment, and maybe what new equipment, and kind of maybe even what's new for the repair out there.
Certainly. Well, many of the OEMs are looking at new technologies in the vehicles to improve the fuel efficiency standards as mandated by the government. They're looking at lighter materials, they're looking at aluminum, they're looking at some carbon fiber type of materials, and as a result of that, there's some new challenges with regards to repairing them. Weld bonding is going to be essential. That riveting is going to be a big part of the repair process. Some new welding techniques with regards to MIG. Aluminum welding is going to be essential in the future. So when we're working with the OEMs, we will either submit existing equipment that we have, or we will develop new equipment that will assist them with their repair process. So we will submit those to them in advance for their testing and evaluation. They will test them out, try them, we'll provide demonstrations to them, and then they will either approve them or work with us to modify the requirements to get those approved into their program.
Now, one of the things that you guys have, besides some really cool equipment, is you have a really great distributor network across the country.
Yes, we do.
When you get all of this information and you're developing these new techniques and welding techniques and tools or whatever, do you drive all that down to the distributors directly so that that makes them kind of the knowledge force locally for their territory around equipment and procedures?
Yes, we're very fortunate. We've got a very professional and knowledgeable distributor workforce out in the field, and we work very closely with them to ensure that they have the information, the marketing materials, the training requirements to go out and service the customers on the regional level.
Like sometimes I'll go to these clinics and I see some of the car liner guys teaching welding and teaching all these bonding procedures and really helping the shops. Occasionally I'll even go in and see the car liner distributor helping do a repair in the course of the job. So.
They're very, very passionate about what they do. In fact, many of our distributors are ICAR certified instructors as well. So they have a lot of extensive experience in the industry repairing vehicles. Many of them were former body shop techs or even body shop owners at some point. So they will go in and actually help repair vehicles while they're trying to sell our equipment.